This is a really classic story. I feel like a whole new world has opened up to me. I have a friend who has been asking me to read manga, and I kept putting them off and putting them off, and finally they said, you know what, girl? If you're not going to come to the manga is coming to you. And this is my new manga collection. I'm so excited. You guys can see I am a reader. I'm a big fantasy reader. I read through the Cosmere last year. I'm reading through Realm of the Elderlings right now, but I've never really read any manga. Let's get into the unboxing. I love this kind of library style binding. I am a fantasy reader, and so this is definitely one of the contenders that I'm thinking about starting with. I know this is a really classic story and it is finished. I know it's also written by a woman. In this box, I also have Delicious in Dungeon. This one right here, I love how pretty this looks. Look at this. I have heard this is also a great place to start. Again, as a fantasy reader, this feels like something that I would be really interested in. Now I have volume 1 and volume 2. And in this first box, I also have some romance and rare. I'm gonna lay these out. Valley of the Wind has runes on the back right here. This one looks so fun. Then I have this one. So this one, I'll be honest with you guys, this is a strong contender for where I might start. I actually listened to some of the music the other day and the music sounds gorgeous. I missed this one when I was looking through it. This sounds so good. A modern teenager is transported to ancient Anatolia. It's the intervention of Nakia's stepson, Prince Kale, saves Yuri from the queen's bloodthirsty intention. This one, I feel like I would like to read this one in the summer. I'm definitely going to go to the art museum to read this for a very immersive kind of vibe. Like another reality show one incarnated into a game. So pretty. Look at this. I love the shimmer. Sarah J. Maas herself has said that she loves Sailor Moon, the inspiration for a lot of her work. I also just know that it's really, really classic. And so I am leaning towards starting with this one. Well, it's only been a couple of days and I had every plan of kind of planning this out carefully, how I would start my manga journey. And instead, I ended up randomly picking up Sign of Affection and I've already finished it. It is so good. Honestly, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Allie Hazelwood. I loved the tension. I loved how the sign language created a barrier between the two characters, but then it eventually brought them together. I actually ordered the next 2 omnibuses to read. I love this story so much. Like I said, I have never read any manga before, so being able to experience the illustrations along with the story and see how that just created so much more emotion than I feel like you get when you just have the written word. I really, really loved it. So this is now officially the first manga that I've read. I actually ended up annotating it some. I'm going to go through and show you guys what that looks like. So for my annotations, I actually just went very simple. I used these tabs. I used tabs that corresponded with the highlighters, and then I used these graph sticky notes. I've been really into these graph sticky notes lately because I think that they look kind of academic. And they're just a little different than a regular sticky note. And I did orange, and I love how with the black and white drawings, the little color, it looks so nice. I tried to match the front of the book, but for the rest of the omnibus, I will just end up using the same colors. I am going for my second one to start Hat Atelier. I went to my local comic book shop yesterday and I picked up some of the next volumes. And so I'm going to be reading through this. I had thought that maybe I would start with Fullmetal or Frieren, but I am also right now reading through Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb, and I decided that I wanted something a little lighter to read through. And also, I'm just obsessed with the artwork in this. This looks so beautiful, very cottagecore kind of vibes. So let's get into that one right now. I'm a third of the way into this first Witch Hat book, and this is an incredible story. I mean, just the artwork alone. This is the first you see when you open it up. Look, that's gorgeous. And then the story itself. So I did not expect the story to get as intense as it did, as quickly as it did. Coco, our main character, wants to learn to practice magic, and we are introduced to magic as something that is all around us. It surrounds us, but she wants to figure out how to do more of it. She has a book that she bought when she was visiting the castle with her mom, but she doesn't know how to use it. A stranger shows up and he has to do a repair around their house, and he says, "Don't watch me. This magic is forbidden." She watches, she figures out how to do it. And while she's trying to practice it herself, she turns her mom and her house into stone. And the stranger tells her, I can guarantee your safety. I can teach you how to manage this magic that you're able to practice if you allow me to erase your memories. That's the first rule of safety. And she is desperate not to do that because she wants to rescue her mom. She tells her mom, she had told her mom previously in the book, "I'm never going to leave you. We're going to be together forever." One of the things that I find really interesting is that the stranger immediately, instead of saying we have to think about safety, he just tells her, "Okay, I'll cut a deal with you. This book that you were using, I really want this book. If you'll help me find this book, I can help you erase your magic spell." Now, he does frame this as he's going to help her, but I just felt really uncomfortable with that because as a child, he should really be thinking more about her safety, I think. So that is a dynamic that I am really interested to see how that progresses. And just as a mom, I am so gripped by this storyline. I finished the first book and I just went right into the second. This is an incredible story. It just feels so different than anything that I've read before. We have the magic systems and the world building like you have in a fantasy novel, but this is so delicate and lovely while the themes are so intense and meaningful. I do feel like there's going to be themes of knowledge and who gets to have knowledge, who gets to decide who has knowledge. I'm really interested to see what they do with that. I am so grateful to my friend for sending me all this manga to try. I probably would not have picked it up if it hadn't been for them. Experiencing the emotion and the depth of intensity that the illustrations can provide, I feel like a whole new world of storytelling has opened up to me. I am planning on reading through this while I read through Realm of the Elderlings. I think they're going to complement each other beautifully. They do have some really similar themes of finding out who you are, deciding how you interact with knowledge, who gets to have that knowledge. I'm so excited. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments if you've read this. I am really excited to start the TV show as well, I think. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.